JKLIVE, powered by Johnny Walker. Johnny Walker exhibiting its eminence in electrifying quality and celebrating 200 years of blended Scotch excellence. There's a reason why the bench is empty right now. Kisumu County woman rep insisted on walking onto the set. And right behind her is Kandara Member of Parliament, Alice Wahome. So, Mheshimiwa, here's your chance. Oh my, oh my. Rosa Akinyi Buyu.
Akinyi, you got it right.
Good to see you.
Thank you.
Karibu sana.
Thank you, Jeff.
Welcome.
Thank you.
And they are miking up Alice Wahome as we speak, so we'll get to that in a moment. Again, thank you for your time.
Thank you, Jeff.
You saw those pictures the last 24 hours, 36 hours.
Yes.
President Samia Suluhu Hassan.
Yes.
Your thoughts, first of all, your thoughts about this, her first trip outside the country and state visit. Rather.
I think it was so warm. You know, she's so calm but firm, with a great sense of humor, and she's unassuming. You know, and when you watched her, you could just tell that it was coming from inside her. You know, she was not acting, pretending, or trying to be somebody else. And I think that was powerful.
It's like you don't see it coming, right?
No, you don't see it coming.
Yeah.
People thought that she's a
pushover.
A pushover,
yes.
Quiet, like she doesn't know what's happening, but she knows what's happening. And she's calm, but she's firm. And she's so easy, you know, and she's got a great sense of humor. When she came to Parliament, she was at ease, just, you know.
You were there.
Oh, yes.
You were there.
Oh, yes.
Cheering
I couldn't have missed
her
it.
on.
Oh, I couldn't have missed it. I almost lost my shoe in the process when I was thumping. I said, hey, is my heel off? Because I think she really spoke well.
Yeah. You know, Kandara Member of Parliament, Alice Wahome, Karibu sana. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Karibu sana. Well done. Well done.
Hi, Rosa.
Alice,
Hi.
how are you?
Hi. So, which is which?
Right there on the corner is good. Perfect. Karibu sana. You can put that. There you go. Perfect. You know how this goes.
How these things go.
I was just asking Mahesh here.
Good to see you.
You were there as well. You were there in Parliament. Incredible moments, huh? History-making moments.
History.
Huh?
History.
Your thoughts? What was
for
it
Kenya,
like?
for Africa. I loved her. I think she's completely amazing woman. Very strong, simple message delivery, and very clear and confident in what she's saying.
Yeah.
I think she has a great sense of humor, and you just have no choice but to like her.
And she's got the grace.
Yeah.
The grace,
and of course, it's the newest thing in Africa.
Incredible.
Incredible. A woman president.
Yeah.
Her Excellency. Jeff. Better things are coming.
I was about to say, is this a sign of things to come?
I think so.
Huh?
I think so.
You know, about 2 months ago, I remember the date, it was March the 17th. It was a Wednesday.
Yes.
Right here, then Vice President Samia Suluhu Hassan announced the death of President John Pombe Magufuli. And now, right here, we carried it. I think it was live. So then, everyone was wondering, who is this person?
Yeah.
Who is this person?
Yeah.
And look at, in less than 2 months, for her to...
She's hitting headlines.
She was really, really grief-stricken.
Yeah.
Very grief-stricken. Yeah. And it made a lot of us wonder, like, is she going to pull through or pull out of it? Yeah. And would she be able to govern a whole country, you know, the whole Republic of Tanzania? Because she was so broken when she lost her late boss. Yeah. So people thought, and many people thought, that probably she would be a weakling, or she'd be too emotional or not get out of it. But hey, she's got out of it. And I like it when you say that people were wondering, who is this? Yeah. Yeah. That only tells you that she knew her place as the vice president or the deputy president of the Republic of Tanzania. You know, she let her boss shine. She let her boss go forward because she knew that she was his assistant. You know, so many of us didn't even know her until the late president passed on, and then she came out, and that's the first time that people were actually seeing her.
Mahesh, big shoes she had to fill, but she's done that in less than 2 months, and still doing it well.
I think she also will have her own big shoes. Magufuli was a unique person, aggressive, and maybe a rebel. Raiser or Rouser, you know, I think he was easy to cause conflict. I mean, he just delivered his thing without too much, what the hell, you know. And maybe he was also confident, and he needed possibly to do that for Tanzania. But I think this president, it is true, very few people knew about her. And I think that for me, it's a good surprise. There is a lot of strength in many women leaders. And you just need to listen to her and see that she's unassuming. But I guess that is her character and nature. Yeah. But if you look at her background and how she has risen to that, you know that she is actually a strong woman. And
you know, for the very first time, speaking of women, for the very first time, and you guys are on different sides of the aisle, you know, ODM, you are Jubilee Tanga side, so, you know, it's different sides of the aisle. But today, you were united as women. It was incredible to see that on TV.
Yes, we were united.
For a moment.
No, not for a moment. Okay, for a long moment.
Okay.
Maybe on the floor of the house, but there were still some side shows behind the scenes. Rosa,
by the way, I'll come to the side shows. I'll come to the side shows because I saw you all.
We didn't show that to the public.
I saw you both arguing. There was some argument.
No, not me and her.
No,
actually,
we didn't argue.
We were talking briefly on the. I was asking her why she was looking for me, because I had seen a text from her. Okay, we really don't.
No, and you know why I looked for her?
Women avoid that.
I looked for her yesterday because I was making a statement on behalf of Kewopa in Parliament about this great, amazing president. And she's one of the members of the executive committee of Kewopa. So and she's been in the women's movement for a very long time. So we needed to hear her voice also about this great woman. So you see, it's not all bad. I was looking for her. I was seeking her out, despite the fact that we're in two different divides.
Absolutely, that's good.
There are those things that are common to all of us across the divide.
Can this woman,
common women agenda, we still work on it.
Can she unite the rest of us? Or is she going to light a fire in the region in a good way and you know, make women aware, hey, we can do this. It is possible.
I think she's going to do that, because I liked the point that she made to politicians when she said, Tanzania, Kenya, you seem to be so apart. But guess what? The business people, the small traders are already doing their thing. So it's up to us as politicians, as leaders, to rise up and come up with laws that would enable them do their trading and do their thing with much ease and make it more profitable for them, you know? And despite what side of the political divide we were, it was like, we all thumped and said, yes. You know, so I think she'll make politicians listen to themselves more, you know, because she's also got that wisdom that just emanates from her. And it doesn't matter whether you're Alice or Rosa, it touches you, you know. It touches you inside. Despite the fact that you're a politician, what she says touches you.
So what is it about politicians, Muhej? What is it about that divides the people? Because, you know,
it's a selfish interest, actually. I think largely selfish interest. And of course, we've done it the wrong way for a long time. Since independence, I think there has been the wrong approach. It looks like it's for pro-people, but if you interrogate it, you'll find that many politicians literally do it for themselves. I guess it is time that we looked at it differently. And that's why, from where I come from, we are talking about bottom-up approach. But you're talking about uniting us, I believe, the region and Africa. Because even, you know, there was a lot of conflict, and she alluded to it, but although she said she would like to see that as something very small, because the conflicts that were there between the two countries are conflicts about chicken, about cows, and you know, those are the things, even locally, even around your home, village, everywhere, even office, those small little things that you think don't hurt are the ones that can cause huge challenges, huge difficulties, even in families. You know, boundary encroachment, your chicken crossed my boundary or my fence, you know, or your small boy scratched my small girl, those kind of, I think we need as countries to look at what bigger things that unite us, you know, huge infrastructural, trade, foreign policy, foreign affairs policy that would make economic impact for all the countries. You know, there is sibling competition. Yeah. Even among the businessmen, I know, like, even like lawyers, you know, when we interact with Tanzanians, you know, you can feel it. Frosted relationships, they feel sometimes like we are taking their space, because of course, Jeff, you know it, that Kenya is actually very far in terms of professional achievement. Even the numbers, although Tanzania is not a small country, the numbers for professionals, academicians in Kenya is not the same as that in Tanzania. And I think also Kenyans are very aggressive business people. I was surprised to listen to, I don't remember his name, because he said like there are only 30 huge business magnates here, or business men or enterprises from Tanzania, while I think Kenya, we are over 500.
She said 2,300.
The gentleman I listened to said over 500, I think 532 companies trading, setting up, and they are busy doing their thing. So they feel like we have too many bottlenecks and barriers that keep away business. Okay. You know, we are not as accessible.
So let me ask you this, Mahesh. Can a 2-day, what I call whirlwind state visit, can that change things? Is that enough? Or at least it's a beginning?
It is a beginning, and not a bottom beginning, a beginning that's gone a bit far. You know, she really made us laugh in Parliament when she said, look at our animals. Our animals come from Serengeti and come to Masai Mara to get pregnant. And then they go back to Serengeti to have their little ones in Serengeti. You know, just trying to show that the animals do not know that this is Kenya or this is Tanzania. They move freely. And if they do move freely, why is it that we as human beings who can think, you know, who has that thinking ability, what is it that does not make us be as free with our neighbors, you know? So it can take us, it's a beginning, but a beginning that's not from scratch. It's a beginning that's gone a little ahead, because even as Alice and I sit here, I'm sure there are other members of Parliament on Alice's side and on my side who saw that sense and saw a lot of sense in what she was saying, who are beginning to think that indeed, why all this squabbling? You know, there's a lot more that unites us than should actually divide us. Yeah. Yes.
I think my favorite line from today was at the business meeting this morning.
Yes.
Where she says, and I'm paraphrasing here, she says, pande moja kuna uhuru.
Yes.
Na pande ingine kuna Suluhu.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah. You know the two.
Who wrote that?
No, she's witty. Nobody wrote it. She's just witty. That's wit. She's very witty.
I think she's an intelligent woman, and she knows her place. I see that the choice of Kenya as the first, because she stressed that on the floor of the House in her address. She said that although she had gone to Uganda, she was going there to sign some documentation. It was really the official trip, the first one she made, and chose to come to Kenya. Yeah. Of course, I think she knew where Kenya and Tanzania were in terms of relationship, cooperation, and I think she is quick and she's determined to sort that one out once and for all, because without sorting it out, then we can't make the bigger steps that we need to make. You know, we need to remove these small issues that keep us fighting, and I think that both countries can benefit from a good, warm relationship, and she recognizes that. I think she will be one of the greatest. I hope and I pray that she'll be one of the greatest presidents in Africa. And you know, we need that because we have had how many women presidents, female presidents?
I remember Ellen Johnson Sirleaf.
Yes. And the one from
Zambia.
Yes. Zambia, yeah.
Is it, yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it. Yeah. Oh. That's it. So we need her to make major impact, so that we can learn from her.
You know, I like it when Alice says that she knows her place, and I don't know if I shouldn't say this, but I have to say it.
Go on, say it.
And you have to forgive me,
say
Alice.
It.
It is true that she knows her place in the sense that when she was working under the late Magufuli, she actually embraced all his policies, whether she believed in them or not. But she understood that she was his assistant. So she let him go forward, and she supported his policies. At no time did we hear them squabble or her refute any of the Magufuli's policies. But look what has happened. She's got the mantle now, and we can see, for example, in the way that she's dealing with the corona issue. During Magufuli's time, there is no corona in Tanzania, and we are not dealing with corona. And she was under Magufuli, and that was the situation then. But now she comes out as she's the president and the one in charge. Look at how she's dealing with it now. We are seeing her character come out, because she's saying that, let me form this task force. Let the task force find out exactly the impact or effect of this corona, and let them advise us on what to do, which clearly tells me that deep inside her, she must have thought that, yes, corona exists, let's do something about it. But because the boss ahead of her had taken a stand, she supported that stand. But now that she's in charge, we can see her coming out to deal with it.
What are you trying to say?
What I'm trying to say is this: she definitely knows her place. And that is one of the things that's ailing our country today. Politicians want to compete for selfish reasons, like my friend has said. We want to compete. You can see the situation in our country now. And I'm sorry, but I have to say it. President Uhuru takes a stand and says, this is what I'd like us to do. Let us forget about politics, okay? Let us concentrate on development. Time for politics will come. What do politicians do? Including his deputy, we go against him and we want to politic throughout. President Uhuru comes up and says, I think the country is in a turmoil. Let us find something that can give us lasting peace. And then with his brother, Honorable Raila, they come up with the handshake and chart the way forward in an attempt to bring peace to the country. What does the deputy do? His deputy takes the opposite direction. So this is one thing that I really admire about this great woman, knowing your place and bidding your time.
Mahesh, what do you have to say about that?
I don't know why Rosa want to take that route, because she knows that I'll hit back.
No, just
first and
talk about it.
Go on.
First and foremost, she has come to the presidency under very unfortunate circumstances. It's not a competitive, you won't call it a competitive race that she took. And you know, I think they went to elections in when? December?
Yeah, December.
Yeah, in December.
Correct.
So she's
October 2020.
Yes, but they were sworn in just around December or beginning of December. So therefore, you cannot be able to judge her completely as to what kind of a deputy president she would have made along the way as they went along. This is a very short time for you to start comparing her with maybe somebody who wants to take presidency next year, Jeff. And therefore, I think that the comparisons don't fit in. Secondly, I don't know whether she ever even imagined, because earlier on from her statements, that she will ever even fight for that particular office. So these are very different scenarios. His Excellency, the Deputy President, who according to the Constitution is an assistant of the President, had 5 years with His Excellency the President. Smooth sailing. They did an excellent job, and people confused them as brothers. And they called each other brothers. Come this term, they worked very hard under very difficult circumstances. Somehow, there is a God in heaven. They get the position in October 26th.
2017.
2017, they get it. And you know, her party leader had even boycotted the second round. The court confirmed the elections. Come 2018, there is a forced swearing in, actually amounting to treason. Some of the members who participated, Kajwang and his brother Miguna, were subject to trial. But I think there was selective application of the law. The Right Honorable Raila Odinga should have been accused number 1. TJ accused number 2. Maybe Miguna accused number 3. I think Rosa would have been accused number 4 because yes, I saw her. I saw her somewhere around there. But this is the point. There is nothing she can cite other than what she's now saying, that come 2018, there is a handshake that from appearance and execution appears to have excluded the Deputy President. He was not even on the steps of Harambee House. And I think that could have been arranged maybe by the 3 of them, or that His Excellency, the President, felt that was the right thing. But thereafter, the things that have occurred, insults, abuses, everything has gone wrong. Indeed, this is not an invited guest. His Excellency, the Deputy President, is not an invited guest. He's a running mate with electoral votes that put together won the presidency. So you can now say you have brought in a handshake, good enough, you want to unite the country with other people, but not the ones you worked with. Indeed, and they are heading the same route. Which we have suffered. Many of us have been sacked so that they can get positions. That doesn't look right.
Can I just make a correction?
From parliamentary committees.
Go on.
You know, you started.
Can I just
Yeah. So I just wanted to conclude and say
you're saying they're going the same route.
They are going the same route. I was sacked myself from the vice chair, JLAC, and JLAC was actually, the position was taken by Otiede Amoro.
That's the Judiciary and Legal Affairs Committee.
A major, really a legal giant, a beautiful, excellent mind. But I think he must have said something that did not sit well with party leadership. And you know what? That's the same thing I suffered. 9 months down the line, he was out of office. Okay. I think they are now going for Orengo. So the point is, some of these things that are done cannot be right for some people and wrong for others. I think we have, Jubilee has mismanaged itself from top leadership, and it is not possible to pass the buck to one person like she wants to do.
Before you answer, I know you want to say something about it real quick. Let me just ask you, why didn't the Deputy President appear in any of President Suluhu's events, functions? He was nowhere. He was missing in action.
You know, Jeff, I wish you had made a call to him. You know, he would take your call and ask this question, because he would be the right person to answer. I haven't asked him, and I can only guess, maybe make an intelligent guess. I have seen he's a person of good behavior. I want to believe that maybe he was not invited. And you see, presidential protocols are not things you can just get out of your house and now join. I think it would be bad manners to do that, and therefore, if he was, assuming he was not invited, maybe you could only then get the answer as to why that happened from State House.
Okay.
And it has happened before.
All right, okay.
You know,
and I said,
I'm laughing because I thought I was going to bust Jeff. Let me say this. First of all, it is not right to say that President Samia had just become the Deputy President for a short time since last year. Remember, this was her second term to deputize the late Magufuli. So she had already served for 5 years. And when there was an election last year, the late President Magufuli still chose to have her as his deputy. So it is not fair to say that she just served, so it was too short a stint. Her bad manners would have been seen in the first 5 years when she served. But she didn't show those bad manners. And so Magufuli actually chose to go with her, which is not what's happening here. Okay, so the comparison is direct and the comparison is plausible.
So how come the president chose the deputy president a second time, and only after elections, and then he became a bad boy?
I mean, give me my opportunity.
I think now you can continue from there.
Give me my opportunity.
Go on.
Then I'd also like to say that what ODM has done, it's customary in Parliament and a tradition in Parliament that committees, people can be switched from one committee to another. This was good enough time to switch people from committees. And I'd like to say that it is not that Honorable Otiende Amolo was dropped for any other reason.
He's been punished.
He's not the only one who was dropped. People switched committees, for example.
But why now? Why now?
Yeah, why?
No, just
he was punished. He was being punished.
Are you trying to tell me that this switching was just done because of Otiende Amolo? Because he was not the only one. Listen to this. In the committee which I also serve, the Committee of Security and Administration, and I'm sorry that we lost our chairman.
Yeah, my cousin.
Your cousin.
Yes.
And I'm sorry about that. He was a great man.
Great man.
Yeah. We had, I mean, there had to be some sort of reshuffling. And so we had Honorable Mwadi come into our committee. So the Committee of Labor was left without a chair. We had somebody from security, from the divide that Alice belongs to, go to serve in that committee. And you had people being switched over around. Janet Ongera was removed from one committee and brought to the Committee of Environment. So it was not, if it was to punish Otiende Amolo or anything like that, it would have been Otiende Amolo alone being switched, but he was not. And I think in terms of committees, that's the prerogative of the leadership of each party. And the leadership of ODM saw it fit to shift or to transfer or to rearrange itself for better performance in Parliament.
But Mheshimiwa, you disagree, yeah? You disagree?
I totally disagree. In fact, if you look at a week before, Otiende and Orengo were roughed up in the village when they had gone there. And I don't know whether somebody sent people there to do that. You see, these are people who have also contributed heavily to the ODM party.
Can I just say that I really like it that
no, I mean I'm just making a very honest and Rosa, you know these guys are going to talk.
Which guys will talk, my dear?
I think Otiende may not say what you are saying or agree with what you are saying, but we have observed that there were certain discomforts because of things that he said on the floor and at the committee level when they are working on the report, the joint JRAC report. And it is known, and even members of the committee knew that he was very strong, especially on the case of the constituencies, the 70 constituencies. And his recommendation was different from some of the other recommendations. In fact, you know, the committee was even writing 2 reports. It's not that it was, but they were I think they were overwhelmed or
I think let's give it to their report.
So I want to say that I don't think he was removed because of the shuffling. And you won't get any other mind in ODM equal to that of in the National Assembly.
Jeff, I'd like us to give that to Otiende Amolo. Yeah. When Otiende Amolo actually made his presentation in Parliament, I think last week, on Tuesday, he stood up and categorically stated that it was unanimous that the committee passed that report as it is without any amendment.
So you're saying he has not been dropped?
No, he's been dropped,
he has
but not for the reasons that Alice is citing. He has been dropped because of the thinking of the party leadership. The dropping and the changing and the moving around is a prerogative that of the party leadership. They see, where do I put Rosa? Rosa served here, can I move Rosa there? And it is up to the party leadership to decide on where its members should be placed in Parliament.
But as Mheshimiwa said, one of your biggest brains, one of the smartest people.
We have many brains. I'm glad she's saying that ODM has many brains because she's about to say that I'm also a brain. We have many brains.
Yeah, but not legal mind. I'm talking about legal mind. You know, JRAC normally is chaired by a lawyer, and most of the time it's also deputized. Actually, it has always been deputized. And I don't mean to slight any member of Parliament, but I mean, we must be candid here and say maybe the strength of Otiende is much larger than many of those. I'm
getting a bit worried that Alice might now just jump from UDA and join ODM because it has those big minds.
No, obviously. I mean, obviously, I'm talking about an individual. I'm not talking about joining ODM.
Yes,
yeah, so let's not trivialize.
But those brains,
issues,
those brains are in ODM, and I'm glad that you know.
It's actually your brain.
The legal minds, we have more legal minds than just ODM.
I talked about in ODM.
This is what I'm saying. Yes. Wow. ODM has more legal minds than just Otiende Amolo. We have Kajwang, who's now going to deputize, and the party has seen it fit that Kajwang now takes over
but
the
you know,
reign.
Jeff, what I would maybe the way to finalize that.
I have the legal mind to call for a break.
Call for it.
Correct, call for it. But as you call for it,
yes,
just know that actually this removal of members of parliament, and one of these days you will suffer that fate. It's actually unconstitutional, because you know members of parliament hold constitutional offices, but they are being removed pursuant to standing orders.
Okay, hold that thought.
Yeah.
Hold that thought. We'll take a break.
And of course.
Standing orders.
All right. BBI will come back. Is it going to pass?
Of course.
Second reading, third reading tomorrow?
It's going to pass. Alice, are you going to vote for it?
No, I'm voting no. You know that.
It's going to pass.
Yeah, I'm voting no.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Kandara Member of Parliament Alice Wahome is holding nothing back. Kisumu County Woman Rep Rosa Akinyi Buyu.
You must mention
Akinyi. In case they think you are.
Wamboi or Nekesa.
I love it. Both your first time on this bench, by the way, huh?
I think Alice,
You've been virtually. Remember last year? You were virtual?
Was it virtual? Yes, but I think I've come once. Yeah, I've come once.
This is your maiden.
But that was last time.
That was last.
You are very selective to who you bring here. Next time.
Yeah, I'm selective in a good way.
Bring more women.
What do you mean? I always
bring more women. Stop bringing those old men, you know them.